When people think of Europe's military powerhouses, Britain, France, and Poland often come to mind. But there's another contender quietly transforming its forces: Italy. It boasts a larger fleet than the Royal Navy, is set to operate more F-35s than its European counterparts, and achieves it all on a tight budget. Italy's military transformation is driven by more than just defense ambitions. It's shaped by the strategic challenges of the Mediterranean. Long a crossroads of trade, war, and diplomacy, the Mediterranean is now a geopolitical fault line, drawing in the US, Russia, and China. With conflicts in North Africa, Middle East tensions, and great power competition spilling into the region, European security is increasingly at risk. As a result, Italy is quietly reshaping its military posture to ensure it can handle this changing threat environment. At the core of Italy's military evolution is a clear and ambitious strategic vision. Italian planners don't just look at the Mediterranean, they think in terms of the enlarged Mediterranean, a vast region stretching from Gibraltar to the Horn of Africa, from the Balkans to the Sahel. This isn't just a military concept, it's Italy's blueprint for becoming the bridge between Europe, Africa, and beyond. This broad strategic outlook dictates how and where Italy is modernizing its forces, shaping a military built for power projection, crisis response, and regional stabilization. So why now, and what's driving this transformation? The answer lies in three converging threats that have forced Italy to modernize. First, Russia's growing presence. Moscow's warships, including Caliber-equipped submarines, now regularly patrol these waters. But the stakes have risen dramatically. Russia is seeking a naval base in Libya, potentially giving it a permanent military foothold just across the sea from Italy. Then there's China's strategic expansion. Beijing isn't just buying up ports across North Africa, it's creating what an Italian defense minister calls commercial outposts with military potential. With Chinese warships making regular appearances in the Mediterranean, the concern isn't just trade, it's influence, infrastructure, and security. And then there's the broader instability in the region. Civil wars in Libya and Sudan, political upheaval across the Sahel, a rapid military buildup by regional powers like Egypt, Algeria, and Turkey. For Italy, the question isn't just how to respond, it's how to prepare for a future shaped by constant volatility. So how is Rome responding? A military transformation unlike anything in its post-war history. With over 160,000 active personnel, Italy maintains one of NATO's largest forces. But numbers aren't everything, and arguably, capabilities matter more. And this is where Italy's defense strategy takes an unexpected turn. At sea, Italy has built what defense analysts call a blue water navy, one capable of operating far beyond its shores. Leading this transformation is the aircraft carrier Cavour, carrying F-35B stealth fighters. But it's the new Trieste that signals Italy's true ambition, a 33,000-ton warship that merges the roles of aircraft carrier and amphibious assault ship, a symbol of Italy's ability to project power. As Italy's largest warship, the Trieste enhances the Navy's amphibious capabilities, supporting power projection, disaster relief, and humanitarian operations. Designed under a dual-use concept, it can carry helicopters, tanks, and an amphibious force of 600 troops, while also serving as an alternative aircraft carrier for Italy's F-35B fighters. Backing up these capital ships are Italy's highly advanced FREMM frigates, so capable that the US Navy selected their design for its own next-generation warships. Each FREMM frigate is a hybrid of cutting-edge air defense, anti-ship warfare, and multi-mission capabilities. But more than that, they can rapidly switch from high-intensity combat to humanitarian operations, essential in a region as unpredictable as the Mediterranean. In the air, Italy is taking a two-pronged approach. At the cutting edge, it's expanding its F-35 fleet to 115 aircraft, making it one of Europe's biggest operators of stealth fighters. Italy is also modernizing its Eurofighter Typhoon fleet, placing an order for up to 24 new jets to replace its aging Tranche 1 variants. This investment strengthens Italy's air superiority capabilities, ensuring interoperability with NATO allies while supporting the domestic aerospace industry. But Italy is also looking ahead to something even more ambitious: the Global Combat Air Program, Italy's partnership with Britain and Japan to develop a sixth-generation fighter. On the ground, Italy is in the midst of its most significant army modernization in decades, Central to this overhaul is the procurement of over 1,000 KF-41 Lynx tracked armored vehicles, which will bolster the Italian army's capacity for high-intensity combat. However, Italy's approach to armored mobility isn't solely about tracked vehicles. There's also substantial investment in wheeled combat vehicles for their speed and versatility. This dual approach of tracked and wheeled platforms underscores Italy's strategic priorities. The robust KF-41 Lynx will serve as the backbone of frontline combat units, offering enhanced protection and firepower. Meanwhile, the agile BBM Plus wheeled vehicles are tailored for quick deployment scenarios, particularly in the Mediterranean and African theaters. Italy is also modernizing its tank fleet alongside its IFV capabilities. The plan includes acquiring up to 380 KF-51 Panther main battle tanks, which will replace its aging Arietta fleet. These acquisitions are being funded by a rising procurement budget, even as Italy's overall defense spending remains below NATO's 2% target. Rome has increased its defense budget to 29.1 billion euros this year, about 1.54% of GDP. While incremental rises are planned, with defense spending expected to reach 1.61% of GDP by 2027, Italy remains among the NATO members falling short. Historically, it has compensated with robust troop contributions to NATO and US-led operations. But with the Trump administration demanding more from its European allies, this strategy may no longer be enough. Even so, Italy is prioritizing procurement. Spending on acquisitions has jumped 16.8% this year to 9.31 billion euros, including 7.5 billion from the Defense Ministry and 1.8 billion from the Industry Ministry, which primarily funds domestic defense projects. This shift means a growing share of Italy's defense budget is going towards modernizing its military, funding new F-35s and Eurofighters rather than personnel or operational costs. But Italy's defense ambitions extend beyond hardware. As other European nations scale back their presence in regions like the Sahel, Italy is reinforcing its global posture, remaining the last Western military force in Niger. With growing investments in both advanced capabilities and overseas operations, one thing is clear: Italy is emerging as a power player in regional and global defense.